Just like that annoying coworker that you thought would never stop calling you, the lunch hour is back. Let's kick it off with Titan. This is the human experience live on the lunch hour.
The human experience.
And we're back on the lunch hour. That was Titan with the human experience. Link right now to that video in the comments. What's going on, everybody? I am your handsome, humble, heavyweight host, the Lunchbox. That's one word, capital L, capital B. Thank you very much. And sitting next to me is my beautiful, bouncing, buxom bride, Jen.
I got fireworks for my verbal entrance here.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. It's grad night here in Los Banos. I don't know if it's grad night where you are.
It also sounds like Baghdad.
Yep.
It's just another day here.
Yep. Just another day here in Los Banos, because fireworks have been going off pretty much since 2020 in general.
We got that COVID money, the Rona money. Let's go buy some fucking fireworks. And it just never stopped. Yeah.
Just keep talking.
Lots of things. Maybe the high school actually has fireworks because that seems like a lot all
That
at once.
that does have like a grand finale thing
Yeah,
going on, doesn't it?
It's a whole fucking lot. And this isn't your average like redneck down the street that doesn't quite want to get the cops showing up at their house.
Man, they're going off over here, man. We've just got fireworks. Yeah, apparently this is a good time here. But we don't have anybody graduating high school tonight. Our son graduated TK this afternoon. So we're those proud, mildly sad old parents. This kid just fuck.
Can you hear that? I'm the only person watching this.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just
I can hear
me.
this. I'm gonna comment that I can hear it.
So fireworks over LB, fireworks right here on Pirate Flag Radio. That's pirateflagradio.com. WPFR. And what can we say, man? We're back on the lunch hour.
I can't concentrate, dude. Everything is exploding outside, and we're doing this. Why are we sober for this? Oh, this isn't. Oh, it's kind of cold.
You know, and it's weird that they're not because they came in fresh out the fridge. I picked me up a Liquid Gravity. It's 420 or it's 419. Got a minute. One of my favorite breweries, a collaboration with Megan's Organic Market.
Dude, your can. The can. It's got like a 3D effect. It's not, but you gotta kind of swivel. Yeah, the camera doesn't know justice. I could sit there and just like watch this can. Not this one, that one.
And you're the non-stoner of the family.
I know. I don't need it. Anyway, I have something. What is this? It's Jackrabbit Chocolate Oatmeal Stout.
One of my personal favorites. We were looking for something specific and they didn't have it.
I'm looking for my beer, but they don't fucking make it. Anyways.
You have to bring that up every time, don't you?
Every time until they start making it again.
So, that being said, Jen and I celebrated 19 years of marriage on Tuesday. 19 years. And tomorrow, we are headed up to Monterey to go and bike a 6-mile electric assisted bike.
When we say bike, it's not a bike. It's like a car, like one of the old timey crank it to start it kind of looking car. It's not, but it is in my head. It's also not one of those hand crank things like you see in the cartoons when the bad guys are trying to get away.
That's what you were really hoping for, huh?
God, no. I think I want to do that shit. God, no.
I figured if there was anything you want to do, it'd be that. Doing the pump thing, being the bad guys trying to get away.
We'd crash into other people. We also found out after booking it that it's a tour with other people's cars. So we have to mind our P's and Q's and not crash into people.
And not crash into people.
Which is really disappointing that I can't crash into people. But
I understand. I understand that you wanna crash into people, but it's just like when we were doing the whole thing today with when we went to the bumper cars or the go-karts at Boomers. I got to go to Boomers for work because I whipped everybody's ass on a monster competition, or my team did. And so after drinking beer, we went ahead and rode go-karts.
that seems like a good, safe idea.
Well, it was funny because I wasn't really
children present.
I wasn't. There was only 3 kids on the track. 2 of them were in one car, and was fun. I had my foot to the fucking floor, and I got lapped by the monster chick.
I do not like go-karts because I feel like I get the one that's always fucked off every time I've ever been on a go-kart track. Why? Why is it like this?
Not sure. Like I said, I was fully fucking standing on my gas. Like, I was hesitant at first because everybody knows I was in a car wreck about a month ago. And so, like, I'm hesitant. Like, anytime I start to feel like I'm going to skid or go out of control, I'm just like, no, fuck that. And then after a while, like, I realized everybody's got their foot to the floor and nobody's sliding or skidding or doing anything. And I mean, there's tires on the side that'll bounce you back in the middle of things. So I'm just fucking standing on it. And I'm just watching everybody pass me. And then when they have us line up to put the go-karts away, mine fucking stops.
So your battery was like dead, or are they battery? Or are
they're gas?
Then you were low on gas, which is unusual for you.
Maybe. Well, then we went to go hit the bumper boats, and fucking.
Wait, what are the bumper boats?
It's like that pool where it's like little boat things or like bumpers.
I mean, I know a bumper boat. Oh, okay, I remember.
They're
now.
over by the golf course. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've beaten your ass at mini golf.
See, and I was telling them that if I'm glad you weren't there because you were gonna embarrass me in front of my team at mini golf
I'll take on your
because
team.
I whip your ass at everything we do except mini golf and occasionally Uno. We all cheated Uno. Like I think by the end of the night we're all drunk and we're just not caring anymore.
No.
So, by the way, if you're out there watching on YouTube, I just posted the link in the comments if that's an easier way to go. Otherwise, we're live here on Facebook, and we hope you get to hang out with us. What's up, Sura? How you doing out there? So, yeah, let's go ahead and play some more music. Tonight, I don't know why, my theme is the Vakken Bottle of the Bands, minus the opening track we played from Titan.
Did you say the bottle of the band?
I did.
Vakken bottle.
The Vakken Bottle.
Bonds.
So, when we played the Vakken Bottle of the Bands on 420 this year at Toots Tavern, we got to play with 4 really great bands, actually. And we were the 5th. And 3 of them happened to be being played tonight on this show. Wasn't really my intent, and it just kind of wound up that way. So these guys were one of the winners. They went on down to Brick by Brick in San Diego. Their guitar player singer was in a tragic accident the day before. He was hit by a car. And he actually is still off of work. His toe turned necrotic. He's not doing – he's struggling a little bit. I mean, he's healing, but, you know, so they have a GoFundMe page. Check them out. Way Too Stoned. That is W-A-Y, 2 I's, Stoned.
Roman numerals. And
when you think of a band called Way Too Stoned from San Jose, this is not what you expect, but they're fucking stellar. And we had the pleasure of playing with these guys both this year and last year. It was almost like a damn reunion. So check this out. Way Too Stoned, Decapitate, right here on the Lunch Hour. And we're back. That was Way Too Stoned with Decapitate. Song title or song link in the comments right now for that ass. Hopefully you guys check that out. Those guys were so damn good. Like an outstanding band from San Jose. And like I said, I didn't know what to expect. And it turns out that one of them works with my old bandmate, Mike, from Mutilate the Dead. And it was funny because he walked up to me the first time we played with him last year. And was just like, hey, bro, you know Mexican Mike? And I'm like, I do. He was like, yeah, man. He said he was going to try and make it up, and he said to say hi to his boy Lunchbox. And I was just like, yep, that's me. And, it's a cool common ground with that. It's that whole small world syndrome, that whenever you travel too far, you're going to run into people.
You still see someone. When you go on vacation, you always see someone you know. I don't know why. Oh, well, that hasn't happened in a long time. But, like, for a long stretch of time, we would go on vacation. I would go on vacation, whatever, like a state away or whatever. And you're like, is that person? I grew up with them. Why are you here?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Following me?
Yeah, what are you doing here at the same time we are?
Weird. I don't know why that happens, but it does.
But like I said, it's especially cool in the music realm because, like I said, small world syndrome. You run into somebody who, you might not necessarily know off the top of your head, but they know somebody and next thing you know, they're like, oh, so-and-so said hi and blah, blah, blah. And, I just wish Mike could have made it out. But yeah, those guys, they went on to Brick by Brick and they were eliminated and fell to one of the bands that we will actually be playing a little later on tonight. So looking forward to that. So, now I want to talk about how our kid graduated TK today. And, it's really weird that you watch kids grow up to be human. I know that sounds fucking strange and contradictory, but let's all be real here, man. When they're first born, they're a fucking potato.
Yeah, they're dumb as shit. They don't know how to do it.
Right. They literally, they can't hold their head up. They occasionally wake up. They cry. They shit. They eat. They go back to sleep.
Throw up in your face.
Yeah, piss on you, shit on you, all that fun stuff. And as they get older, you just start seeing them gain these more human traits. They roll over. They crawl. They eventually walk, run. And now ours has gotten to the point to where he mouths off. Like, yeah, but used to it was just inarticulate screaming and whatnot. Now he does it with eloquence. And he does it with your own words. Stop it. Dude, what is wrong with you? And then they start to take on your traits. Whenever I try to explain to him something, and he's been using it for about a year now, otherwise, correctly.
He uses other big words. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I'm like, where did you hear that? Like, it's not a bad word, just like 3+ syllables. And I'm like, did I teach you that? Have I said that recently? Huh.
But one of my favorites was you sending me that video the other day where he had his shorts with his ass crack showing.
We're not going to show it because he almost showed his junk off. That's how low his pants were.
And as he shows his ass crack off, Jen's struggling not to laugh and ask him, so why are you doing that again? And he said, because I'm a big person and so I got to look like dad. So now even my son has picked up my habit of showing off his ass crack because apparently that's what grown men do.
That's grown-ups do that. Their pants fall down-ish and your ass hangs out. He said it differently the first time and I didn't have my phone out. But it was much more direct the first time. Basically, like, I'm a big person. I'm like dad. I have to be like dad. And I'm like, but your ass is hanging out. Oh. And then he proceeded to try to ride his bike that way. The whole fucking neighborhood.
So our son was riding down the street, pedaling his bike with his butt hanging out.
His underwear were up. So, like, his ass wasn't out. But, yeah, that's the long and short of it.
I am so proud. I have rarely had prouder moments. Like, there was that first moment when he said, Daddy, you want to watch The Simpsons? Yes, son, I do.
You regret that because he wants to watch the same episode over and over.
But you know what the cool thing is usually I could talk him out of it. Like, I'll go with that if he's done something exceptional or he's been especially good or whatever. But usually I'll just bring up and be like, hey, Like, go ahead and, can we watch a different Simpsons episode, please? I'd be like, okay, and I'll just put on a different one and he'll go for it. But what's funny is he refers to Homer as just Simpson. Everybody else has names. Like, he'll get Lisa, Bart, Marge. He hasn't got his side characters down yet.
I'll get there.
But when Richie and Say gave me that Homer shirt the other day, I was like, who's on my shirt? And he, Simpson.
It's not wrong. But...
It's absolutely not wrong. So, all right. On that note, do we fun death fact and then discuss that and then go into another song, or do you want to do the bad movie review first?
I think we should fun death fact first.
Okay. It's a very short one, so don't yawn, blink, or anything, or you will miss it. But we can discuss this at some length.
Yes. Let's discuss amongst ourselves after.
Ladies and gentlemen, the mistress of the macabre, Ellie Von Grimm.
Fun death fact. Men who are hanged usually get an erection. It's actually called rigor erectus. Fun.
It's funny. It actually shuts itself off, and then I accidentally turn it back on. Yeah. Rigor. Oh, now she shows up. So, yeah. As you guys know, we reach out to Ellie and we get these death facts because, well, one night we were drinking beer and we called her and she just started spewing them. The next thing you know, I just have this ass load of them in my fucking inbox.
Listen, education is important. The more you know.
The more you know about death.
Yeah, it just happens to be about death.
Why are you booing me?
Are you saying boo words?
Are you saying boo words? So, yeah, as she said, men who are hanged often get an erection. It has a term. It's so much worse when you know it has a name. Rigor erectus.
I don't think that's much worse. It makes total sense. Like, everything about that makes sense. The rigor part, I mean, you're dead. Things do stuff when you're dead. This is my code for rigor mortis.
That's your physical.
That's my own sign language that I just made up right now. Erectus is pretty self-explanatory. So, I mean, it makes sense. When you die, things get kind of stiffened up.
That takes time, though. Like, you don't automatically go into rigor mortis. Ellie comments and says, that information has been living rent-free in my head for years. I'm sure it has, you dead pecker checking hussy.
So if you're wearing gray sweatpants...
Oh, fuck me!
You walked right into it. You just walked right into it. I'm just saying.
I figured you had more of a point.
That was my point. Was gray sweatpants. Anyways, it's not the season. It's too hot for that nonsense.
No, it'd definitely be Hoochie Day. Well, I mean, if you're being hanged, like... Well, now, here's the other thing. At what point does it happen? Does it happen at the moment of death?
Like immediate?
Right. Or is it part of the whole... I mean, let's not forget how the world famous... You can enter rigor pretty quickly depending on conditions of death. What's funny is rigor isn't permanent. So you will limp up again.
For the last time.
You will be stiff and then limp again.
Probably, unless someone really weird works in the morning.
And they know how to do things. Well, here's the other thing, though. But what I was saying is, at what point do you become stiff? Like, from the hanging. Because, once again, David Carradine. That first they were like, oh, David Carradine was found in a hotel in Hong Kong. He committed suicide. And then as the details came out, it was, no. David Carradine was into autoerotic asphyxiation.
So that's different, though.
No! Well,
yes, it is.
Well, yes. But it's still going to constrict the same thing in blood flow. Because remember, hanging the goal is to snap the neck.
Yeah, but in his case... He probably already had the erection. I would assume, otherwise he died for nothing.
failed at getting off and died.
Failed at living, failed at this. So that's kind of different-ish. But it would have to happen before regular rigor mortis would typically happen. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a thing.
Right. Otherwise, it wouldn't be rigor
Yeah,
erectus.
it'd just be like, whatever.
It'd just be rigor mortis. Yeah.
The rest of them's doing that too. We're not talking about that.
we're only talking about his junk, not the fact that his fingers are getting. Well, we don't want you to die.
Not like David Carradine.
We don't want you to die, and we don't want you to die like David Carradine, certainly.
That's just embarrassing. How public, how embarrassing for his whole fucking family. I mean, you eventually get over it probably, and you can just be like, yeah, well, he's his own person, you know, but like, you have to field those questions forever because they're all famous too. And like,
are they? I don't know anything about the other Carradines.
Oh, you don't?
I do not.
Have you seen Revenge of the Nerds?
Which one's Carradine?
Oh my God, I can't remember. Is he Lewis? The main nerd.
Lewis.
It's been a long time since I've watched that movie. And that was one of my favorite movies. It used to come on like all the time on HBO. And I would watch it every damn time it came on. But it is kind of creepy nowadays.
No, dude, I thought it was creepy back then. Like I just found it like don't get me wrong, it shaped me into the, you know, worthlessly horny person that I am today. Like, not that movie specifically, but all of them. That style of humor, that genre, you know, all the way through my life. But it didn't age well at all. And especially the whole fact that, like, they were cool with it. That's like when you watch porn and, like, you know, the scene where, like, you know, dude goes to girl's house, her stepmom fucking seduces him, and she's just like, this isn't cool. I don't like this. And he's like, you want to get in on it? And she's just like, yeah, to prove a point. Like, and then next thing you know, they're all just happy about it.
You think that's petty? To prove a point. Is that pettiness or is that like, I don't know.
Well, in my personal favorite classic, starring Mia Khalifa and Juliana Vega, it was being petty. That's a classic. That is a classic because it was the first time, and now the whole hijab porn thing is happening now, you know, because of that video. And Juliana Vega, props to her for acting. She's not even, you know, of Middle Eastern descent, and she played a perfect, beautiful Muslim woman standing up for. Well, actually, she was getting on her knees for Sean Lawless. But anyway, point was, like, that was out of spite. She, you know, like, you know, Mia caught her sucking her boyfriend off under the table, and she was like, you know, that's my man. And she's like, well, if he's your man, why is his cock in my mouth? And she's like, you provoked him. You know, you can't just provoke a man. And she's like, yeah, we'll prove it. Get him off then. She's like, all right, cool, if I can keep dating him afterwards. And I'm just like, this.
Is this some sort of like new millennial relationship?
Hey, what's up, Ryan? Thanks for joining us. Ryan Brown from Titan is now in here, and this is what you walked into. And this is the type of entertainment you can expect from the lunch hour. It gets worse during the winter because it's gray sweatpants season. And I got these pecker checking hussies. And Jen is not wearing a shirt where them things be thanging, so we don't have Ellie wolf whistling and, you know.
They are from this vantage point, but you are not at that vantage.
Right. We are not doing the team exercise right now. So
Martha Plimpton is also related to the Carradines. So.
Who's Martha Plimpton again?
She was in the Goonies. She's my hair rabies, you know, and she was in Raising Hope and all those others. She was a mom. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
So, right in front of my ears. Okay.
You act as if I haven't been yelling for 22 years at you. Like, oh, anyway, Ryan, this is not a new podcast. We're back. Your favorite couple on the internet has finally returned because we got a laptop after our kids shattered ours. Like, and it was so ghetto. It was to the point with the touchscreen, we had to like stick a lighter in it because it kind of separated. And then he just fucking stepped on it. But yeah, this is definitely our show that we're doing. We may retitle it a little bit, but nothing's going to change other than the fact that hopefully production continues to get better. And we get to play more awesome bands and do some interviews.
What if we make it get worse every time?
What, the production or the show itself? I'm down with the show getting worse, but not the production. Like, we can be worse. Like,
we can be worse.
Oh, God, we can. Well, I plan at some point, and I was going to spring this on you. I have to get in contact with my favorite burlesque dancer, you know, Miss Starlet, because she's moving. And yeah, she got the gig up in Novato, and so she's about to move
Okay.
up there. So, but before we do that, I want to do a live show where we like open the garage door and we basically just have a live burlesque show.
Our neighbors are just gonna love every part of that.
You know what? The neighbors have been dealing. Thank you, Ryan. We are glad to be back. And Ellie, I know you can use your imagination and keep using your imagination because I've not been able to score you them pictures yet, though it did come up the other day at a barbecue.
It did.
When we were hanging out with Ashley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about
It
that.
came up that, one of these days we're going to have to send Ellie a picture of your boobs. But anyway, we do have a better webcam, Ryan. Unfortunately, my child is obsessed with electronics. And so he has destroyed all of my micro USB cables.
Everything.
And-
Brain cells, things like that.
Right. And we've got Jen's phone going for the live chat, so I'm out of them. So, next time we'll have that better webcam going. But for right now, the stock one is better than the stock one on the old laptop by leaps and bounds. Ellie said could be tonight is all I'm saying. Hey, if my plans go through, deal.
Did you tell me what you were gonna tell me? Oh yeah, you did. It was about the fire things.
Oh yeah, I plan. So what I'm saying is we're gonna do more cool stuff, interviews, things like that, and maybe get Ellie to come spew like 10 minutes straight of death facts, or just get her to chime in randomly with them. Like she'll be sitting like right here.
Just a pass by.
Oh, we'll
By
just
the way, blah, blah,
we'll just have her roll by in the chair or some shit, floating like the ghostly apparition she is. Ryan, we're excited to play with you again, man, and thank you for bringing us on to Titan Fest. And next show we get that we book, your name is the first one I'm throwing out there for someone we want to come down with us. That's right. Ellie's got the zombie recipe loaded up, so that way we can do the live make a zombie.
I forgot.
She has that death book, and one of the things is it teaches you how to make a zombie step by step.
Like how to reanimate.
Yes.
Okay, I'm like a drink zombie. Is that a thing? I don't know. Okay. Okay. We need a dead person though.
We'll work on that. All right.
That's a lot of work.
Bad movie review or another song?
Let's do another song. So I can stop thinking about how to obtain a dead body to reanimate.
No.
Just a few seconds.
No, not a drink. How to make a zombie. That is ZOMBII.
An actual zombie.
An actual voodoo zombie.
They have to be alive?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yes, it's do you remember that I think it was 1,000 Ways to Die where they talked about that frog venom poison that like Haitians would blow into your face and it would send you into a catatonic state that was very akin to death and they would bury people alive?
I don't remember that, but that sounds really shitty and unfun. Completely unfun.
Well, I mean, it would definitely be unfun for the victim, but you're pretty petty. I could see you definitely hitting somebody with that.
I don't know if that's pettiness. That's murderous.
The reasoning could be petty.
True. Okay, that's true. Okay, I'm on board.
How did you forget about 1,000 Ways to Die?
It's on
Tubi?
One of the freebie, maybe?
Pluto?
It's on one of those.
Pluto.
I don't know. One of the free ones. But the only thing I remember about 1,000 Ways to Die is the guy that choked on the cue ball. That was his bar trick, was that he could swallow pool balls, but the cue ball's bigger, just enough to where it just like got stuck in his throat. And it was horrible. That's all I remember.
Well, I was going to say there's that. There's the chick who did the ocean pressurization thing.
I don't remember that. The Botox woman.
The Botox woman who exploded in the hot tub.
She just died.
And of
She
course-
had a heart attack. Or she
Rigor mortis.
yeah. Well, kind of.
And then let's not forget the alcoholic who had throat surgery. And so he had his wife give him the wine
enema.
colonic.
I remember
Yeah.
that. Okay.
And then
You
he
remember
got
boys.
alcohol poisoning and died from that.
Yeah, that happens.
So
People are not smart.
let's debut a new song.
Oh yeah. Things.
So this is a brand new song from our friends that also played with us at the Vakken battle, Beheading of the Queen. Now, these are some local kids out of Modesto, the next wave of the Modesto music scene. And I know that sounds very old of a song. Wait, which way is how you want to go? The wine colonic, the Botox?
Definitely not the pool cue. Please, not the pool ball. Cue ball? Cue ball!
Cue ball.
That's the word I'm looking for. Don't shove a whole pool stick. Isn't it the cue stick? Is that what that's called?
That is a cue stick, but the cue stick would be easier than the ball.
Like that guitar over there is a cue stick.
Wow.
That was bad. That was a bad one. Anyway.
I wish X Fest was back. I think Titan would fucking crush it. Ryan, X Fest, the best year of X Fest was the time they moved it the fuck out of Modesto.
Let me tell you about X Fest. It's hot. It's all pavement. Sometimes the cops let you pet the horses, but it's hot and it's like death. Also, people play music when you're not passing out from heat exhaustion.
Yeah, that 115 degrees. Don't get me wrong. It is cool to see the whole streets of downtown Modesto blocked off, and you're just circling, getting hammered as fuck, watching all different genres of music. You at any given moment, there's somebody that you can check out. That was the first time we saw the Hoot and Hollers. The last time we saw Tech Nine.
That can't be right.
We have not seen Tech Nine since.
Wow.
And just a plethora of different music, different entertainment that you can go check out for a very low cost all day.
Your life if you're not hydrated well enough. That's the cost. That's it. That's how it goes.
What year was that, Ryan? He says they played one year and the dude had him play 20 minutes before doors. That was the Eazy-E year? No, it couldn't have been Eazy-E, bro. Eazy-E's been dead.
They moved it to Stockton.
Eazy-E's been dead since like the 90s, dude. I don't think you're old enough to have played with Eazy-E. 2014. No, Eazy-E's been dead since before then. What's up, Mitchell? Out there jerking off in the bunk, I see. So anyway, local kids from Modesto. Beheading of the Queen. All high school kids. And to see them advance onto the second round of the Vakken Battle of the Bands, I didn't say battle that time, was incredible. And they came up and they showed that freakishness that Modesto's known for. They did a little blood splatter. They got a little bit of costume action. They like I said, freaks from Modesto.
I'm going to look this up. We're going to figure this out.
No, was that, do you mean DMX?
2014.
Yeah, Jen's going to find the lineup. We're going to have the research department do this. Anyway.
Oh, the Danstronauts. I missed their whole weird-ass boat stage.
Anyway, so while Jen does the research, because that is her gig, let's go ahead and share this brand new Beheading of the Queen track, Broken Reflections, right here on the lunch hour on Pirate Flag Radio. That is pirateflagradio.com.
Oh, that must know the product.
I hear them calling. I
And we're back. That was Beheading of the Queen with Broken Reflections, straight out of Modesto, California.
We've been calling them high school kids for years. Are any of them even still in high school?
I think some of them are. I'm not
like,
sure.
I'm 25. I have a family.
Well, we've been calling them high school kids since last year.
No, that can't be true.
Yeah, the first time we played with them was it was either at 1870 when I flew in from Grandma's funeral and came straight to the stage, or did we play 1870 before that?
Couldn't tell you.
I'm trying to remember if we played once before that. I felt like that was the first time. But anyway, when we did that one was when we were calling them high school kids because they're all in the same grade as JoJo, or at least go to the same school as JoJo's kids. So, and the twins turn 18 next year?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know, right? That just makes you feel great about that sort of thing.
Please stop aging. Because it means I'm aging. I don't like it.
So anyway, once again, we are the Lunch Hour. I'm Lunchbox. This is Jen. And you can listen to us on every Sunday night, taped on pirateflagradio.com. Now, we understand that our kind of music might not be for everybody, but we got you covered. You can listen to Scuzz Bucket, which is more of a doom and fuzz metal type thing. Punk Rock for the Soul, the Old Guys Metal Podcast, Sounds from the Underground with Mike Vanek, and he sucks. He will be the first one to tell you that. Hard Candy Radio, Metal Gods Radio, Raiding the Vault with Vanek and Lunchbox, which, yep, that's Mike Vanek sucking and me hanging out with him while he does it.
Awkward.
This is Ska with Mida Goodwin. Transmissions in Exile with the legendary Moose Trainwreck Roberts. Ha! Happy belated birthday to the man himself. That is the unofficial mayor of Bristol, Virginia right there. Moose Roberts. Maximum Rock and Roll Radio, Gray Sheep, Metal Gods Radio, Eat, Sleep, and Breathe Metal, Streaming for Vengeance, Creep Diets, The Bloodletting with Cam Collins, Mama Radio, also with Mida Goodwin, Deep Tracks Flashback, and once again with Moose Roberts Dive Bar Country. If you got ear holes, we got some music for them over here on Pirate Flag Radio. That is pirateflagradio.com. Link about to be in the comments right now for those of you listening or watching along on YouTube or Facebook. The YouTube.
The tubes.
Oh, crap. I accidentally. Oh.
Hit Control Z.
No, we're good.
Oh, okay. Just saying.
Nope. So I should have hit Control Z. Anyway, pirateflagradio.com. Go ahead and check that out. Also, Restream is doing something kind of fucked up. If you have less than 100 followers, they will not allow you to stream to them. So we need y'all to go to the Lunch Hour Facebook, subscribe right now, share it with your friends, share it with your mom, share it with your neighbor, share it with that dude that you met that one time at a show. I almost went that route. But you had to talk about it.
I did. I'll do it again.
But share it with that dude you just met at a party last week that now you're going to be Facebook friends with for the next 20 years.
Because you're a guy, and that's how it is. You meet someone off the streets, and immediately you're BFFs.
I can't help that I'm friendly, but yeah, you know, it's like, this is Philip or Peter. And he's like, it's Jim. And you're just like, whatever, dude. There's beer in the ice chest and go get a plate before Lunchbox fucking eats it all. Like, you know, like, just come hang out with us, all right? We invited you for a reason. You seem funny. So anyway, now we move on to the segment of the show that is everybody's favorite, and that is the bad horror movie review. Now, this time, we have chosen something that Jen picked. So I'll let you go ahead and talk a little bit about this movie.
I found it on a Reddit post, as most things. That's how most of my movie recommendations start. And it was supposed to be funny. We're looking for like really bad horror movies that are actually comedies unintentionally. And it's supposed to be funny. And I'm like, okay, let's try. But it wasn't, I mean, it had its moments, but it wasn't like hilariously funny. It was an actual movie. It had actual depth. And I don't know how I felt about that, because I don't love horror movies. I like when they're really bad, comically bad. And this one is not comically bad at all. This is actually a decent movie. So it was a little, I don't want to say it was hard to find. It apparently has 2 names.
Well, right, because there's another movie with this title out there somewhere.
So this was Inhuman Resources or Red Ink, depending on where you are, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
Right, depending on which one it is. Well, there was another Inhuman Resources in 2020, which is funny because this was long before that.
We might have to watch that one to compare.
Definitely. So, plot and premise of this one is a bunch of people are kidnapped by a man who is a serial killer who then puts them to work on their final job assignment. And that job assignment is finding the real killer because he is innocent. So we're going to show you the trailer, then we'll discuss. So here it is, Inhuman Resources. This is like Aesop's Fable, also known as Red Ink.
Like Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Check it out. If you're listening, go look it up. It's right there on YouTube. Oh, this is the only time we don't
My
need our
name is
mics.
Red. I'm your new boss. I've got to get back to work.
You
With
just know it's
every
like-
act of insubordination comes a warning. Sorry, boss. That was number 5. Whoever Thomas Redmond was before the Lansdale Clinic, that person is gone. I am not a murderer. I am a regional manager.
You can take your job and shove it up your...
Get back to work!
So there it is. Inhuman Resources, aka Red Ink. Like I said, it's like Aesop's Fables, you know. The Curious Oysters or The Carpenter and the Walrus. So he goes out and he hunts down these people, presumably online. The chick who was telling him to shove it up his insert cutscene here is doing the OnlyFans thing before. She was a cam girl. You know, because back then it wasn't OnlyFans.
Let's rewind for a second. They all work in the same building or have something to do with each other in some weird sort of way. And one day the elevator door opens, there's a decapitated woman, and Red is standing there with the axe or whatever he used. The cam girl, is the one who sees it first. The door's open, she sees it. And since then, from that point forward, she can't hold a steady job because, you know,
Working has traumatized her.
She kind of went through some shit. So she was doing the cam girl thing.
Right.
An
And
online stripper.
yep, she was an online stripper and fairly unimpressive. Like,
You do what you gotta do. Yes.
right. So, hey, if there's a market, sell it. You know my view on that. So she is offered a job by a guy who decides to open up a private chat and whatnot. She goes away from him, and apparently she accepts the job. Next thing you know, they all wake up in like a conference room, tied to wheelie chairs, with Redmond over there giving them this speech that he is their new boss, and their work assignment is to find the real killer because they were all involved somehow. She was the first witness. The lead detective on the case is in there. The defense, the prosecution lawyer, all of it. And one by one, of course, they die. You know, now that being said, I did not notice prior to this that Tom Savini had a hand in the special effects and gore, which makes that doubly disappointing.
It wasn't that gory.
No, there was one great scene where after he stabbed the first guy, he cut his head off and threw it on the table. And that was good. By the way, what's up, Chris? Or Rivy? How's it going, brother? Yes, we are still going. And that was solid and well done. The cuts to the forehead when they showed them happen, beautifully done. However, 90% of the deaths or even the gore, you didn't even see the cut. Like they always did the whole like when he stabbed him in the stomach, it was from behind.
I thought the cuts on the forehead were kind of strange. Like they weren't even bleeding. This is a head wound. Have you ever cut your head or your hand? Like bleed all over the damn place.
You're absolutely right.
Where's the blood?
They just
That's
opened
weird.
up like a scratch.
Yeah, it just
Right. And you know something I never thought about? They never explained why the motherfucker had a hook. Like why he pulled his hand off and all of a sudden he's got a fucking sawzall blade.
So I think they were doing experiments on him when he was locked away because he had stitches on his head or something like that. When the wig, that super real looking wig, fell off his head eventually.
You just gave away the biggest plot twist in the movie. Motherfucker was wearing a toupee the whole time.
The whole time.
Well, until it fell off.
Yeah.
Then he was no longer wearing a toupee. By the way, Rivy, yes, this is a movie. It is available right now on Tubi. So, which is free.
Everything's on Tubi.
Yep. If you want a crappy horror movie, go to Tubi. You want to watch Demolition Man right now? Guess what? Tubi. So, and actually, the meme joke was always, the guy going through the DVDs at the thrift store while looking to set up Tubi. So, check it out.
Sounds about right.
So, as always, we're never going to give you a spoiler, never going to give you the ending, but I found this movie rather dull on the first go. I don't know if I was just kind of in a bad mood. Jen had Benadrylled up. She got stung by a bee earlier that day.
I sat on a fucking bee. I sat on a bee. God. Yeah.
So Jen sat on a bee. She freaked the fuck out. She Benadrylled up. She double Benadrylled up.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, yes, you did. You took
No,
two.
I didn't.
I thought you
I
took
didn't.
two because you were
I
freaking out.
only took one.
I'm sorry. You told me you were going to take another one.
I thought about it, but then I didn't because I was already just sitting there with my mouth wide open, staring off into space. And I thought maybe it's time to just go the fuck to sleep.
So we tried to watch this movie, and you could do, like she said, slack-jawed yokel status, just. And because of the gore, like the first scene was good, and I was gripped, and then I would have sucked the stinger out for you.
It was below. It was like the back of my leg, like right below where your leg meets your ass.
I kept saying it was on her ass, and she kept being like, no.
If we're going to talk about this, we're going to talk about this. When I was like 10, I sat on a bee at school, and that's the only time I've ever been stung. And flash forward 32 years later or whatever, it happened again.
Or whatever, huh?
Yeah, whatever. It's not exact. In 15 minutes and 2 months, Anyway, it happened again on the fucking slippy slide because bees like water, I guess. Bees like water to sit underneath me, apparently. Insert a joke here. And it sucked and it hurt a lot more than I remember and I didn't like it. That's my bee experience. I try to be nice to bees. I try to respect them, but what the hell is that bee doing? Nothing now because he's dead.
Ellie says that's the best part. I don't know if she's talking about that part where your legs connect to your ass. And that is a pretty wonderful part. I will co-sign that. Like, as you two being two of my favorite women that are straight up dragging some wagons over there. Like, yeah, that's the hump is kind of the separation that is what makes it. So I can get with that.
I feel like that part of the body has a special term because it's not your leg and it's not your ass. Like, what is it? It's that part.
By the way, Mr. Pagano, as far as Terrifier goes, Terrifier is one of the best. Keep in mind, I'm deathly allergic to bees. I'd still do it. We can invent a whole new porn with this. Like anaphylaxis porn. like you get stung by bees, Ellie sucks the stinger out of whatever part, and then we got to hit her with an EpiPen.
We immediately go to the hospital.
Like, we'll make millions.
It'll be enough to it'll keep us in EpiPens forever.
All right? It'll keep us enough EpiPens.
But it's like the back of your thigh, like right up at your butt. Right here. Inside. Right here.
So anyway, as far as Terrifier goes, Mr. Pagano, 1 and 2, fantastic movies. Ellie's going to disagree with me on the second one, but I loved it. And me, Ellie, JoJo, maybe Jen, probably not, have a date this October when it comes out. If we can, we're doing the midnight release, motherfuckers. Terrifier 3, Art the Clown Takes Christmas.
Like I said, I don't really do horror movies. You made me watch the first Terrifier. I mean, I was in the room when you put it on. Oh, speaking of being in the room when that was on, while we're finishing up this movie, The Inhuman Resources, we're finishing it up, and it's getting to the part where like things are starting to happen, and like violent things are starting to happen, and our power goes out.
Oh fuck!
And it's nighttime. We're watching a scary movie, and the fucking power goes out. And I'm like, great, this is how every fucking horror movie starts.
Straight up like
Porn,
one of those,
I don't know.
one of those violent. No, I mean, I would have been all about turning that into porn instead.
How? Can't see anything. It's dark.
I've told you that once my night vision kicks in, I prefer the low light.
That's not porn, though. How are you supposed to film it? We had no internet, so you can't go live.
Our phones worked. We can't go live anyway because they will fucking... You know what? They might not zuck us. Like, we have video of Dave Bell's junk everywhere.
You don't. They took that off. Somehow that video got removed. I remember, like, not even a year ago, looking back through your entire Facebook history to find it, and it's gone.
Yeah.
Which is very disappointing to me because that was hilarious.
That was hilarious because of the fact that, like, I hand you my phone before a set like normal, go live. Dave gets straight up naked, and he's, like, right in front of you. Like, he was on your side of the stage, and when Still Hated hit and he was jumping, and it's just straight up balls, 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 balls,
Okay.
balls. Like,
I learned something really important that day, though. When you're filming and you're live, it's got the comment section like half your screen or maybe like a third of your screen.
right, unless you swipe it off.
Yes, unless you swipe it off. But if you're dumb and you've never used this before and it's like 10 years ago or whatever, you don't realize that that part is filming. It's not just comments, it's also video. So I was trying so hard to keep it like above his junk where the comments were, not realizing that that's not helping at all.
Are you going to tell them the best part?
Wait, what's the best part?
That your mother commented on the video.
She probably thought it was funny.
Oh, yeah, she did, but it's still hilarious to think that my mother-in-law has now seen my bass player's package. Like,
We've all seen your bass player's package.
so many times, dude. Like, if you're into Naked Man, come to a loser show. Dave Bell's there. Like,
He might not be fully naked,
but he might be.
he might be. He'd be close, maybe. And you could probably use your imagination to fill in the blanks.
Or just ask him. He'll show it to you.
Probably, yeah. I don't
He
know.
doesn't care. So back on the movie.
Oh,
By
yeah.
the way, Saw. Yes, that's what we're saying, Ellie. In all fairness, everybody has, but everybody did not include my mother-in-law up until that moment. But that being said, and this is the sexism. I'm going to get all feminist here for a second. When we did a burlesque and metal show at On the Wine in Sacramento, that was live was new. It was around the same time. So we were going live every set. You know, if you couldn't make it, we'll bring you in. And when we did that, Nikki Knight had on the prosthetic titties because she did the cave woman gimmick.
Yeah.
And as soon as she turned toward the camera, because the prosthetics had nipples, they straight would be like video pause or whatever. And then as soon as you scrolled off her, it came back.
Free the nipple or something like that.
Most certainly free the nipple. Titties for everybody. So anyway, going back to our usual topic of discussion with this movie, as it always gets to that point, watch it or don't.
Watch it. I don't even have to think about it. Watch it. It's kind of crappy, but not. Like someone put some thought and some money into this. And it had a really interesting premise.
Yeah, that actually is a pretty solid plot. A
Fun twist at the end.
A supposed serial killer who was allegedly executed.
Yeah, that was the weird part. We didn't talk about how he was supposed to be. Wait, he wasn't executed. They burned the place down. And they thought he was dead, didn't they?
No,
the place
it burned
burned
down after he was like
Oh, whatever.
on the night of his execution. So essentially, and that's the other thing, we don't get the backstory on that.
Yeah.
Like how it was planned for him to be executed, called dead, and then the building lights ablaze, and
All of a sudden, that's not mysterious at all.
and then like you said, the experiments, he's got a hook on his hand.
And a big scar on his head.
The movie is called Inhuman Resources, aka Red Ink, available on Tubi right now, Ribby. So go check that out. So, and by the way, I will co-sign with Jen. Thumbs up. Watch it. The film quality is somewhat bad. It's definitely got that gritty late 1990s kind of feel to it.
I didn't think it was that bad. It just looks like it was shot on someone's phone, like that kind of quality.
See, I didn't think so. I thought it was, like I said, more the B movies from the late 90s kind of thing, which it's only a B movie from 2012. So I get that, because now some of the shit we've watched on Tubi, you're filming this on a fucking iPhone.
That movie where they were all at a party. It was really fucking bad.
Lamageddon?
No, never Lamageddon. Lamageddon's not a bad movie.
Not
in
at all.
any way, shape, or form.
No.
It's a fucking masterpiece.
You should definitely watch Lamageddon, and the best part is counting how many times Homeboy's shirt changes.
I don't watch Lamageddon now.
We can watch Lamageddon. So, watch it. It drags in the middle a little bit. I will say that. That is my only knock on this movie, is it gets a little repetitious. It kind of drags in the middle, because of all the standard final girl shit. And the ending not only has a good, if not an obvious twist, the twist after the twist is the best part. And I remember Jen and I finished it together, and she didn't rewatch it. She just asked me fill in the gaps. And I'm just like, well, these motherfuckers are dead. Like,
Where are all these people? Why is there only so many left?
yeah, they all
They're
died. They got killed. So beyond that, once it starts getting to the end, it ramps up, and it ramps up fast. And then the standard ending happens. And then kind of the epilogue. Like if you're reading a book, I would call it the epilogue
6 months
happens.
later.
Yeah. And it's tremendous. Thanksgiving drinking game, huh? Okay, but we have to do it during the Thanksgiving season. Perfect podcast for my birthday. Just saying.
It feels weird to watch Thanksgiving, a movie called Thanksgiving, any other time.
Agreed. Some things you don't like. You watch Silent Night, Deadly Night. I'm kind of weirded out that Terrifier's coming out in October and it's Christmas themed.
You got to get ahead of the game, though.
Well, I mean, just like Saw was always released around Halloween. That's some things you just release that specific time of the year.
That's very stereotypical, though.
Thanksgiving is not a rough movie. Thanksgiving is fantastic. Ellie and I, we talk about, well, damn near everything. But our two major topics of discussion are my wife's hotness and what stupid horror movies we have opinions on. And some of those opinions are shit, movies that should have been good that sucked. And one of our favorite discussions was crappy movies that we want to see with a big budget. And that was Thanksgiving was her vote, was the Thanksgiving series should be made with a full Hollywood budget. And so, Rivy, no, Thanksgiving's not rough. Thanksgiving's awesome.
Start with Evil Bong. There's 700 of those. As I found out at Toots that day, because they were all playing at the bar.
We had Harry Potter. We had the last Deathly Hallows on this screen, which is like 16 hours long. And then Evil Bong, which all of them are like 8 minutes long.
So I'm like sad over here because Hedwig's dying and like it's sad. And then I look over here and like little tiny leprechauns are fucking women. I don't even know.
Dude,
I don't know what the hell
that was one of the most awkward sex scenes I've ever seen. And especially made awkward by the fact that WarTroll's on stage while it's going on.
Not the fact that you're watching it in a bar with like a whole bunch of people.
No. And you know what's funny? Most of them were watching Harry Potter. Like, they're not noticing the fucking Evil Bong a leprechaun and a bong fucking, spit roasting this chick who's got like straight up 80s hair, but they're in space or some shit.
Yeah, there was a lot of things happening in those movies.
A lot to unpack.
Maybe we'll have to watch some of those because it is a lot to talk about. Like a lot. I'll have to take notes. I don't want to take notes.
Are you saying like do the Evil Bong series?
Oh, God, there's so many. And there was a crossover and like, oh my God. Ridiculous.
Oh, Evil Bong versus Ginger Dead Man?
Yes, that was what I was thinking because that was the first thing I saw. I'm like, are we watching Ginger Dead Men? And then the bong showed up, and I'm like, wait, I know that. What is happening in this movie? And then naked women happen, and like gingerbread men are fucking humans, and it's just
No, Idle Hands is too good of a movie to be counted on this list. Straight up, Idle Hands is mildly iconic.
we don't try to watch good movies. We're trying to watch shit. Just shit.
Yes, and a couple times we've succeeded.
We have. Don't you dare say Pappy's Graveyard.
You said it first.
Pappy's Graveyard.
Had a weird cuteness to it. I'm with it.
Yes, it was the old people. I think if they were not old people, I don't know why. I don't have like a special soft spot in my heart for old people or whatever, but like
Wait, which one were you typing out, Ellie?
Ginger Dead Men. Pappy's Graveyard is good.
It took us like 2 or 3 shots to watch it, and it was only an hour and 5 long.
Yeah, it was not a good movie, but
There was a cuteness to it.
it was endearing. Oh God, Jay and Silent Bob. Clerks was probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and then they made more.
No, we try to keep it to bad horror movies. Mostly because this is the way I get my wife to watch horror movies. I have been a horror movie junkie my entire life since the ripe old age of like 5. And when my Aunt Pep started, putting on Nightmare on Elm Street in front of me. And then it was, Friday the 13th. And then my dad was like, let's watch Halloween. The first Halloween my dad rented to try to show me was 3. Which, you not being a horror fan, it's the only one that has nothing to do with Michael Myers. Nothing.
Isn't he kind of the whole fucking point?
Not in 3.
That's stupid.
It was.
And why do people hate on Jason X so much?
Oh, here we go. Now Ellie's really gonna. I'm shocked we haven't got like the bring me in type shit. Because I agree with you. I love Jason X, but it is so bad.
It is dumb as fucking shit. But the sleeping bag scene. I agree.
Kung Fu and Titties needs a Ready to Rumble budget.
Kung Fu and Titties is one of those movies. It's like, God, I don't know what to watch. I want to watch something.
There's always Kung Fu and
There's
Titties.
always money in the Kung Fu and Titties stand.
Listen. Well, and you know what? That was a recommendation from Ellie. She posted it. And I was like, yo, wait, what platform is this on? And she was like, oh, it's on Tubi. And I was like, dude, this sounds like something me and Jen can watch together because Jen's a Kung Fu movie aficionado. And I'm the wrestling and titties guy. Like, and Ellie was just like, dude, titties make everything better. And I'm like, I'm in agreement. And so I remember pitching you on it, just being like, let's watch it's called Kung Fu and Titties.
It doesn't even sound like a horror movie. And it's not.
Sci-fi?
Balky is in it.
Balky is in it.
That's where you get me. Kung Fu, yeah, that's great. I love Kung Fu. But Balky is in it. That's how you reel me in.
That was kind of what made you be like, okay.
It's Balky.
But I mean, so the point is go to Tubi, find their horror comedy section, and go nuts. That's the point of this whole discussion.
That was a too long didn't read version of this whole conversation.
Right, I looked up and we were at like 56. I was like, cool, let's move on to the song, and now we're at an hour.
And then we moved on too much.
So we kept moving on. So anyway, this is going to be our last song of the night. We're going to get up on out of here. It's been the lunch hour episode number. We don't even fucking know anymore. Like,
start over?
No, it's lunch hour. It doesn't matter what episode it is.
We need episode numbers.
We don't. So we might come back afterwards. We might not. Probably not. But we're following the law on this one.
grad night. A lot of cops out. Don't want to get arrested for not following this law.
Yes,
Very important.
definitely not. They may have a Scabies by Bully the Kid.
We are the dead that walk the streets, quarantined from the healing, too prone to kill, too poor to die. Yes, you and I, we are the dogs that fight for me. Blistered lips and chocolate teeth, guts still out from buckshot eyes, the wasted design. We never asked for this, we take what it gets. Whether rain or shine, we lead the blind, we live the dream. We are the world that's conquered hell. We are the poison in the well. We are the rats of battered souls. We are the gods and we are the wounds and we're the cuts. We are the deaf and dumb. We lie for fun. A portrait of two fuck-ups. They only try to run us. I think this time our luck's up. But still they go and fuck up our lives. We never asked for this. We take what it gets. Whether rain or shine, we lead the blind, we live the dream. We never asked for this. We take what it gets. Whether rain or shine, we lead the blind, we live the dream. We never asked for this. We take what it gets. Whether rain or shine, we lead the blind, we live the dream. We never asked for this. We take what it gets. Whether rain or shine, we lead the blind, we live the dream. Cut the kids up, baby.
Scabies by Bully the Kid. Classic J-Dub track. That's the law we're following. We always end with a J-Dub track here because he's been in like 63 bands and we have almost unlimited music and we need something. There it is. If you want your music featured, you can send it to the lunchhourgmr@gmail.com or you can direct message me, Dave Usry on Facebook, the Almighty Lunchbox on Instagram. Send it over. You know, the Lunch Hour on Facebook. Send it over. We want it. All of it. We'll interview you too if you want. Like, we're here to have a good time, crack some beers, because this show is about two things: weird beers and bullshit. And we love to bring you all the bullshit that you want to bullshit about. So, I guess we're signing off?
Yeah.
All right. So, this has been the Lunch Hour back on Pirate Flag Radio, pirateflagradio.com. We are on there every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Check out Pirate Flag Radio. You can listen wherever you go. Pirateflagradio.com, pirateflagradio.com, pirateflagradio.com. Good night.
Bye.